You need the injury picture up front because this one could reshape everything for Week 12. Start with the Chiefs' side. Xavier Worthy's ankle is back as a recurring problem, and that's the headline you should be paying attention to. Worthy's speed is his greatest weapon. When he's healthy, he changes how defenses must account for you. But recurring lower leg issues sap that edge and force play-calling adjustments. If Worthy is limited or out, expect less vertical stress for defenses and more. Focus on intermediate windows for Mahomes. That also means more defenders can cheat to limit the run and short crossing concepts, so his status directly affects how aggressive you can be downfield. Isaiah Pacheco being limited with what's described as an MCL sprain is another big red flag. He practiced limited 2 days in a row with a heavy brace. That's a coin flip for availability, and it matters because of how it impacts your workload distribution. If Isaiah can't go or is limited, you'll need to lean on Kareem Hunt to shoulder more snaps. And that's actually a positive tendency to exploit, because Hunt has produced when fed. But the Chiefs gave up some of their run identity recently. This is the moment to decide whether you're going to recommit to the ground game or try to force wins through one-dimensional passing. There's a smaller but notable note about Kingsley being limited in practice and still working through concussion-type protocols. It's worth tracking, but not the decisive variable for the outcome unless he's a key special teams or rotational piece that ends up missing. Now, the enormous late-breaking flip. Daniel Jones is listed limited with a calf injury for Indianapolis, and that came out suddenly. Calf injuries can be benign, or they can be the opening note of a much longer absence if they cascade into Achilles or lingering tightness. At this stage, you have to treat Jones's status as uncertain and plan for both outcomes. If he's hampered, Indy Zooey, passing timing and deep shot rhythm suffer. If he's fully healthy, their play action and rollouts remain a major problem. Either way, the Chiefs must prepare for Jones at full strength, while also having a contingency to attack a mobile, limited QB. On the Colts side, there's a positive splash. Tarvarius Ward looks expected to return, and Jalen Carlisle is trending back too, which strengthens their secondary and makes one-on-one deep shots harder to come by. DeForest Buckner being on IR remains a DE, missing piece for their defensive front, and Samson Ebukam's full participation gives them pass rush depth. Bottom line, Worthy and Pacheco are your immediate Chiefs concerns. Daniel Jones's calf is the game's X factor. Tell me below, in the comments, who you want to see active more, Xavier Worthy or Isaiah Pacheco. And vote in the poll. If Daniel Jones is limited, does KC win? KC Todrick Colts. Don't forget to hit subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers and smash the like button so these quick injury updates get pushed out fast. I'll be firing short updates as news breaks. You need to understand what Indianapolis is built around because beating them starts with stopping the thing that makes their whole offense hum. Jonathan Taylor. This guy is pacing a near 2,000-yard season. He's the obvious bell cow, and the Colts live in the run game. When Taylor's running, well, their play action becomes lethal, and defenses get pulled out of position. That matters to you because stopping Taylor completely is unrealistic. The goal is to slow him, limit explosive plays, and force third and long situations where Mahomes can do damage. The Colts' offensive identity is simple and effective. Feed Taylor, hit play-action shots off that threat, and let Daniel Jones pick the right reads. If Jones is limited, their timing suffers. If he's healthy, their play-action timing and deep ball are real problems. On defense, the Colts will be boosted if Tarvarius Ward and Jalen Carlisle are available. Ward's coverage metrics from his limited sample show he's a disruptive presence, and his return tightens windows for deep plays, which raises the importance of route precision and schematic misdirection from our side. For the Chiefs' offense, that means a few concrete adjustments. Commit to forcing linebackers to honor the run so Mahomes gets lanes to work intermediate throws, use pre-snap motion to identify coverages and create single matchup advantages, and prioritize setting the edge in run plays so Taylor doesn't get the seam where he breaks off huge chunks. Personnel-wise, if Xavier Worthy is limited, expect more tempoed personnel groupings that emphasize short to intermediate concepts and seam exploitation rather than purely vertical shots. If Worthy is active, you can still sell the run early and then test Ward's recovery speed downfield. Defensively, scheme discipline beats gambling blitzes. The Colts will try to bait you into overcommitting with play action. That means staying home in your zones, taking away the dig drive windows, and letting your front seven win the one-on-one battles without sending the house. Samson Ebukam being available for them means you'll see different rush looks, so quick decision-making from the QB and quicker protection calls from the O-line are crucial. Bottom line, slow Taylor. Don't let play action beat you, and win the matchup that forces Jones to beat you in non-ideal conditions. Vote now. Do you think KC can limit Jonathan Taylor to under 90 yards? Yes? No? And before you drop your answer, hit subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers, smash the like button, and tell me in the comments which Colts player you're most worried about this week. If you want a simple blueprint for how the Chiefs win this one, picture 3 non-negotiables. Don't blitz Daniel Jones, commit to the run, and maintain assignment discipline against play action. First, and this is directly for Steve Spagnuolo, resist the urge to send extra rushers. Jones is torching the blitz this year, and Indianapolis will gladly use play action to punish over-aggression. Keep your rushes controlled. Let your front 4 win their one-on-ones, and trust your coverage to take away the middle windows. When you blitz, you open the door to the exact shots Indy wants to take. Today is a day to be patient and sound, not flashy. Second, feed the run. If Isaiah Pacheco isn't at full strength or is out, Kareem Hunt must cross the 15 carry threshold we've seen produce wins. When Hunt carries a heavier load, the offense stays balanced, and Mahomes gets better timed shot opportunities off play action. You can't set up those deep or intermediate shots without a credible ground game. So run early, run often, and use personnel groupings that force linebackers to respect the run. That also helps limit Jonathan Taylor's impact by keeping Colts defenders guessing and off their timing. Third, assignments matter more than big gambles. Indianapolis will try to bait you with play action and misdirection. Take away the dig and drive windows. Stay home in your zones, and don't let single defenders get isolated against matchups they can't cover. On offense, use pre-snap motion and quick reads to identify coverage and exploit the one-on-one matchups Tarvarius Ward's return might create elsewhere. Protect Mahomes with clear protections against Samson Ebukam looks, and be ready to get the ball out quickly if pressure develops. Special teams and third down execution are the small edges that decide tight games. Win those, and you force the Colts to drive longer and wear down Taylor. Now I want to hear from you. Which key matters most to you? Run game, no blitz, or assignment discipline? Drop which one you pick in the comments and type "Run, no blitz" cover to lock in your vote. If you found these keys useful, hit subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers, smash the like button, and I'll keep the injury and game plan updates coming as they break. Let's run through how this game likely unfolds depending on the injury news. Because which guys suit up changes play calling, tempo, and ultimately the scoreboard. Scenario A. Daniel Jones is limited or clearly hampered, Xavier Worthy is healthy, and Isaiah Pacheco is limited or out. In that world, the Colts lose some of their explosive downfield timing, and you get a heavier dose of Kareem Hunt and short to intermediate schematic work to control the clock. The Chiefs win a physical possession-style game where you slow Jonathan Taylor by keeping him off a rhythm and force the Colts into longer drives. Prediction: KC 27, Colts 20. Scenario B. Jones is healthy, Worthy is limited, out, and Pacheco is available. That's a tougher matchup because Indy's play action and deep shots remain fully effective while your vertical threat is reduced. You have to commit to the run with Kareem and be extremely disciplined in coverage. This one reads closer and could swing on turnovers or special teams. Prediction: KC 24, Colts 28, a tight loss. Scenario C. Both Jones and Worthy are healthy, and Pacheco plays. That's a true shootout possibility. Taylor still gets his carries, Jones can punish blitzes, and you'll need to find chunk plays to keep pace. If KC can control third down and win the turnover battle, you edge it. My pull for scenario and final lean if the Chiefs execute the keys we outlined: KC 28, Colts 24. You keep it two-dimensional. Avoid the blitz, feed Hunt enough to set up Mahomes, and force Indy into third and long more often than not. Alternate micro-predictions. If Spagnuolo blitzes heavily, expect the Colts to exploit play action and win by 5+. If KC stays patient and wins the trenches, you win by a touchdown. Now your turn. Drop your final score and whether you think Daniel Jones plays at 100% in the comments. I'll shout out the closest picks in the Sunday Takeaways video. Remember to subscribe so we hit 6,000 subscribers and smash the like button so these updates reach more Chiefs fans fast. Ring the bell for short updates when injury news breaks. As we wrap this breakdown, here's the blunt reality. This game is less about are the Chiefs still elite, and more about whether they can play clean, disciplined, situational football when the margin for error is thin. The national conversation always swings too far. When KC blows someone out, people talk dynasty again. When you hover at 500, the hot tool takes scream collapse. But as one fan to another, you know the truth. This team's ceiling is still championship level when Mahomes, Reed, and Spagnuolo are aligned. The question is consistency, not capability. This matchup against Indianapolis is a stress test, not of talent, but of identity. You'll learn whether the defense can stay assignment sound against play action without chasing splash plays. You'll learn whether the offense can finally marry its run game to its passing concepts without leaning entirely on Mahomes' wizardry. And you'll see whether this roster understands the moment. A win keeps the AFC picture wide open. A loss makes climbing back into seeding relevance much harder. Zooming out, the encouraging part is this. The Chiefs have already shown flashes of who they can be. The offensive line has stabilized in pass protection. The defensive front can create pressure without manufacturing it. And every time the national media doubts them, Mahomes turns into the version of himself that reminds the league why the road to February still runs through Kansas City, more often than not. Looking forward, this game becomes the tone setter for December and the run-up to playoff seeding. Win it, and you recalibrate the entire conversation around the Chiefs. Drop it, and every week becomes a must-win marathon. That's why discipline, execution, and patience aren't cliches this week. They're the difference between a team controlling its destiny and one reacting to it. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. What's the single biggest thing you'll be watching for on Sunday? The run game volume, the coverage discipline, or Mahomes' ability to push the ball even without ideal personnel? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're still with me, make sure to subscribe to help us reach 6,000 subscribers, smash that like button, and share the video with one Chiefs fan who needs clarity ahead of this matchup. Stay locked with Total Chiefs News. Hail Chiefs!